Hello, welcome to today's gentle flow. This is a level 1 vinyasa flow, so all that means is that we're going to take it a little slower than usual or than my all levels vinyasa flow or advanced flows, and anyone's welcome to join. This class is meant to be gentle with our bodies, with ourselves, so we're going to take it a little slower, really focus on our breathing and let our breathing guide us in how we're going to move throughout the class. So we're actually going to start standing in the back of the mat and just keeping our feet around hip width, knees slightly bent. So finding that rooting down to rebound up. And gently just letting our gaze be soft, or maybe even closing our eyes as we begin to focus on our breath or tune in to our breath. If you have your eyes closed, gently blinking them open. Making sure our belly is slightly engaged. The tailbone is lengthening down. With the inhale, lift your arms around and up. In the exhale, lower. We're going to do that a couple times, following your breath. Keeping the knees bent. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Continue at your own pace, making sure that as we lift our arms up, our pelvis isn't tilting forward and we're arching our low back. The low belly's engaged to keep the pelvis neutral. Knees are slightly bent. Last one, and lower your hands down next to you. Now we're going to do spinal rolls. If you have any lumbar discomfort, skip it, do it with a straight spine. If you want to do it with me and this feels good for you, you want to make sure that you do it with an active core. So you're not just letting yourself hang. There's a slight engagement of the belly to support the spinal roll. So we're going to start by tucking the chin in and gently, one vertebrae at a time, lowering all the way down. Feeling as the core engages, the knees are slightly bent and the arms hang heavy towards the ground. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows, keeping that bend in the knees and swaying from side to side. To come up, same thing. Gently letting go of the elbows, slight engagement of the belly button to support the low back, and lift all the way up. Knees stay bent. Last thing that comes up is the head, shoulders roll back. We're going to do that one more time. Chin tucking in. The belly button tucks in and up as we gently lower all the way down. Keeping the knees bent to support the low back and swaying from side to side. Releasing the elbows if you had, grab them and gently coming all the way up from the belly button. It's almost as if the belly button's what's bringing the whole upper body back to neutral. And now gently, we're going to do neck rolls. We're going to take the ear towards the right shoulder, chin in towards the chest like half circles, and to the other side. Keeping the knees bent or soft as we begin to create space and loosen the neck. And back through center, as if you had a little string that pulls you up towards the sky. And now you're going to interlace your hands behind the neck, and you're going to do half circles and towards the back. And you do this so you're not bending your neck too far back and not crunching the neck, but you give it a little support to do half circles here. And gently release the hands coming back through standing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist open towards the right. Taking the left arm forward, right arm back. Making sure both hip bones are facing forward. So the twist comes only from the mid-back. And maybe you look behind you. And release the arms next to your side, coming back through center. Other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist over towards the left as both hip points are facing forward, and maybe you look behind you. If it's too much for the neck, just remain looking in the same direction where your chest is at. And release the arms next to the side, coming back through neutral. Inhale, arms up once again. Taking hold of the right wrist with the left hand and pulling the right wrist towards the left. Making sure you're not closing. Instead, you're staying between two planes and opening the side of the body. Back through center, other side, taking hold of the left wrist, taking it over towards the right, maybe looking up. Keeping the chest open, almost as if the low ribs wanted to look up towards the ceiling. And back through center. Keeping your arms up, interlacing your hands, taking your hands behind you as you open your chest. Heart lifts, collarbones broaden. And release down. Taking the right arm overhead, bending the elbow, and with the left hand, just taking little pulses, opening that shoulder, keeping a long spine. So making sure we're not closing. And other side. Taking hold of the left elbow, maybe taking little pulses. And release the arms next to your side. Inhale, arms up. On the exhale, hinge forward towards the ground, bending the knees as much as you need. Fold forward. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees as much as you need. Inhale, flat back all the way up to standing. Hands in front of the heart. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Reaching both hands towards the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Coming all the way up to standing. Hands in front of the heart. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees as much as you need. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Hands in front of the heart. Last one, inhale, and we're going to stay down. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. From here, stay here, and you're going to walk your hands forward into the first down dog of the class. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you need, or separate your feet a little wider than hip width. Whatever feels right. And we're going to take a second or so to settle in our down dog. And we'll all meet in a still downward facing dog. Shifting our shoulders over our wrists, coming into plank, placing our knees down on the mat. Lowering our chest between our hands, knees, chest, chin. Bending the elbows tucked in towards our torso and sliding through cobra. Keep it as low as it feels right for you. And from here, pushing yourself back into downward facing dog. We're going to do that 2 more times. Shifting over into plank, lowering the knees, lowering the chest, sliding through cobra. And downward facing dog. Feel free as we begin to warm up the spine to lengthen your arms a little further in cobra. Coming back through plank, knees, chest, chin, and slide through. Meeting in downward facing dog. Coming back through plank, lowering your knees if you need to. We're going to meet belly down on our mats. Placing our hands in the corner of the mat, as wide as it seems right for us today. And we're going to come into the super cobra pose. So as wide as it feels right for our backs. And now from here, we're going to make it dynamic. So we're going to bend one elbow as we look over the opposite shoulder. Coming back through center, other side. And make it your own movement. Going from one side to the other as it feels right, or maybe staying still. We'll meet in the middle. Gently lowering down the torso, the chest. Taking our arms back, palms of the hands facing each other. We're going to inhale and lift the chest up. Shoulders roll back. We lengthen through the crown of the head. And lower the chest down. Inhale, lift the chest once again, lengthening through the crown of the head, lift the legs. Shalambhasana. Holding here, breathe for 3, 2, and release down. Placing your forearms in front of you, forearms parallel to each other. Elbows close into our low ribs if available. If it feels like too much, you can always take them out a little more in front. Sphinx pose. Rolling the shoulders back. Backs of the feet are on the mat. Crown of the head lengthens. Keeping the gaze soft, gentle. Making sure that guides our whole body to stay gentle. From Sphinx pose, inhaling deeply, feeling the crown of the head lengthen. You're going to reach with the right arm back, grabbing the foot with the right hand. Trying to keep both shoulders looking forward. Keeping a long spine as you bring the heel in towards the boot. Now gently you're going to take hold of the foot and you're going to push the foot against the hand as you begin to lengthen the torso forward, lifting the heart. And maybe just place a hand lifting the forearm. If not, staying in the form, whatever feels best. But pushing the foot against the hand. Half boat pose. And gently release, placing the form if the arm was lengthened, letting go of the foot, coming back through Sphinx pose. Other side. Taking the left arm back as reaching for the foot, as you bring the heel in towards the glute, making sure both shoulders are facing forward. The torso is not opening to the side. And now gently shifting as you grab the foot, pushing the foot against the hand, lifting the heart, maybe lengthening the right arm, coming into half boat pose. If it's too much for the low back, remember this is a gentle practice. Feel free to do it, to make it your own, and be gentle with your body as we create space. Gently letting go of the left side, coming back through Sphinx pose. Pushing yourself back, child's pose. Reaching the heels towards, the glutes towards the heels. If this is too much, feel free to shift the hips up a little, letting the heart melt, knees together or apart, taking a couple breaths in your child's pose. Gently shifting back forward, coming into Sphinx pose once again, just for a brief moment. As you place your toes on the mat, lifting the hips up, forearm plank. Belly button scooping in and up. Try not to let the hips drop. Breathe. A little engagement of the core. Broadening the collarbones. And now gently you're going to shift the hips up as maybe you walk your feet a little closer, coming into dolphin. It's like down dog, but with your forearms. Your chest pushes back as your hips reach up, maybe bending the knees to find a long spine. And placing your knees down back onto the mat, child's pose once again. Realigning with your breath. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Placing your hands onto the mat, shifting the hips up. Inhale. And on the exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold, coming all the way up to standing. Hands in front of the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. On the exhale, plant the hands next to the feet. Step the left foot back. Lowering the back knee, the back of the foot. Low lunge, lifting the torso. Shifting the hips back so the knee is over the ankle. Both hips are squared, looking forward. So you're creating almost like 290-degree angles with your legs. Arms reach up. Palms of the hands facing each other. And gently lowering the hands down, lengthening the right leg, half splits. Feel free to use blocks to lift your hands a little, or come onto the tips of your fingertips. Trying to lengthen the right leg as you reach the heart forward. And bending the right leg, walking your hands to frame the right foot, placing the back toes down, lifting the back knee, step into downward facing dog. Bring the left foot between your hands. Assist with your hand if it's necessary. Lowering the back knee, the back of the foot, lift, low lunge. Once again, shifting the hips a little back so you make sure that your hips are square facing forward. Arms long. Inhale. And on the exhale, open towards the left, reaching the left arm back, right arm forward. Lowering the right hand onto the mat, lifting the left arm, keeping the twist. maybe looking up if it's not too much for the neck. And now you're going to take the left arm in front of you and back, opening the heart gently. Reaching back, lifting the heart. And coming back through center, wiggling the foot a little more towards the left as you place the left hand inside the left foot. Both hips are looking down. Maybe you stay on your hands or maybe you lower onto your forearms. Keeping the whole foot down, the thigh close into the torso. And coming back onto your hands, wiggling the left foot between both hands, placing the back toes down, lifting the back knee, step the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold, coming all the way up to standing. Hands in front of the heart. Other side, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, plant the hands next to the feet. Step the right foot back this time. Keeping the left foot between your hands. Lower the back knee, the back of the foot, low lunge. Reaching both arms up. Shifting the hips a little back so you make sure both knees are facing forward. If it's too much to place the back knee down on the mat, it feels very intense on the knee, you can always place a pillow or a blanket to support the knee. Moving the low lunge as you shift the hips a little back. Crown of the head lengthens. And lower the hands down, lengthening the left leg, half splits. Reaching the heart forward as the left hip crease reaches back to make sure both hips are squared. Gently bending the front leg, placing both hands on the mat, placing the back toes, lift the back knee. Step the left foot into downward facing dog. Other side, stepping the right foot between both hands. Lowering the back knee for low lunge, lifting the torso. The tailbone reaches down and lengthens, so the low back is not compressed. Opening, twisting over towards the right as you reach your right arm back, left arm forward. Briefly. And lower the left hand down, reaching the right arm up. Maybe looking up. Keeping the twist. And now you're going to take the right arm, swing it in front and behind as you open the heart, lift the heart up towards the ceiling. And back through center as you shift the right foot a little out to the side, placing the right hand inside of the right foot, either staying on the hands or lowering onto the forearms for lizard. Coming onto both hands once again, wiggling the right foot between both hands, placing the back toes down, lifting the back knee, step forward into forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold, coming all the way up to standing, hands in front of the heart. We're going to do a sun salutation A. Feel free to do your own version. I'm going to slow it down and modify it so everyone can do it. Inhale, arms up. On the exhale, hinge forward. The heart reaches down. Bending the knees as much as you need. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, plant the hands onto the mat. Step one foot at a time back into plank pose. Lowering the knees down. Bending the elbows, knees, chest, chin as we did before. Elbows tucked in, lowering the chest, the chin sliding through cobra, or maybe if you're warm up, upward facing dog. And flip the feet, shifting the hips up, downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath here. Bending the knees, sits bones reach up towards the sky. And breathe. Soften wherever you need to soften. And inhale. On the exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step 1 foot at a time, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold. Coming all the way up to standing. Hands in front of the heart. Inhale, arms up. On the exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, plant the hands next to the feet. Step back, plank pose. Shifting the hips up, downward facing dog. Lowering the knees down. Coming into tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders, knees hip width apart. Coming through a couple rounds of cat-cows. Inhale, opening the heart, looking up, shoulders roll back. Exhale, tucking the tailbone in, the chin in as you round. And continue following your breath. Make it gentle. Make both the breath and the movement gentle. And now gently we're going to meet in neutral with a neutral spine and tabletop position. We are going to take the right foot and place it between both hands directly from tabletop. Placing the back toes onto the mat, lifting the back knee for runner's lunge. Feel free to stay here or reach the arms up, coming into crescent lunge. If you're coming into crescent lunge, make sure the back knee is lengthened. Both hips are facing forward, arms reaching up. Inhale. And lower the hands down. Lower the back knee down. Taking the right leg back into tabletop position. Other side. Taking the left foot between both hands. Placing the back toes down, lifting the back knee. If you're staying here, reach the heart forward. If you're lifting, lengthen the arms up as you bend the back leg. Crescent lunge. Crown of the head lengthens. Both hips are looking forward. Inhale. And lower down. Placing the back knee down, the back of the foot. Coming back through tabletop position. Once again, right foot between both hands. Try to do it. Make all the transitions as gentle as possible. Placing the back foot down, lifting the back knee, coming all the way up, crescent lunge. From crescent, placing the back heel down, warrior one. The back foot is at a 30-degree angle. Both hips are trying to look forward, square off, and reaching the arms up. One more breath. And lengthen the front leg. Bringing the back foot a little closer so you can really square off the hips, almost as if you were giving a really long step. Both hands on your hips. Heart reaches down. If you have blocks, always nice to place your hands on blocks. If not, hands on the hips, or if you reach onto the mat, place your hands onto the mat. We'll be here for 2 more breaths as you reach the heart towards your legs. And gently coming all the way up. Bending the front leg, lifting the back heel, lowering both hands onto the mat, stepping back into tabletop position. Other side, left foot between both hands. Placing the back toes down, lifting the back knee. Crescent lunge. Lifting the torso, bending the back knee slightly. Preparing for warrior one as you roll the back heel down. Lengthen the back leg. Right hip rolls forward, reaching the arms up. One more breath, and lengthen the front leg, bringing the back foot a little closer. Almost as if you're getting a long stride. Both feet are looking forward, hands on the hips, and hinge over the left leg as you reach the heart forward. Left hip crease reaches back. And lengthen the spine, placing your hands on the hips, coming all the way back up. Bending the front leg, popping the back heel up, crescent lunge. Lowering the hands down, stepping the left foot back for tabletop position. From here, downward facing dog. Shifting the hips up. Inhale, and on the exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step towards the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold, coming all the way up to standing. Hands in front of the heart. Now we're going to step into a wide angle pose. So along the mat, separating your feet around a wingspan apart. Your feet are your toes are facing slightly inward to protect the knees. Hands in the low back. And you're going to hinge forward towards the side of the mat. So hinging forward with a long back, reaching both hands towards the mat. Always useful to have blocks. And you can always reach for the blocks instead. From here, walking your hands back, reaching the heart back. And gently with a strong long back coming all the way up. Opening the right leg out to the side, warrior two. Bending the right leg, keeping the left leg straight, opening the arms along the legs. Making sure the right knee is in the same direction as the foot. Long arms. Looking over the right hand. And lengthen the right leg, other side. Closing the right foot, opening the left as you open your arms along the legs. Bending the left leg. Making sure the left leg is opening. Looking over the left hand. And gently lengthen the left leg, closing it off once again. Once again, warrior two on the right side. Opening the right foot, opening the arms, bending the right leg. Inhale. And on the exhale, placing the forearm onto the right thigh as you reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe looking up. And you're going to transition into Trikonasana, triangle pose, as you lengthen the right leg, reaching the right arm down. Again, blocks can be useful to place the right hand, if not, wherever it reaches. Keeping the spine long, trying not to round the upper side of the torso. And back through center, closing off the right foot, opening the left, warrior two on the left side. Making sure the collarbones are broadening, meaning you're opening the chest. And placing the left forearm for extended side angle on the left side as you reach the right arm up. Maybe looking up towards the right hand. Lengthening the left leg, reaching the left arm down, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Making sure your torso is opening up. The goal is not to reach as low as possible. The goal is to open the chest. Strong, long spine. And come all the way up, closing the left foot. Wide angle pose as you place both hands on your hips, reaching the left arm over towards the right side, side stretch. Opening the chest, left palm of the hand is facing down. And back through center, other side, reaching the right arm next to the right ear, towards the left side. And back through center. Closing off the feet, either staying facing the side of the mat, whatever feels comfortable, or the front of the mat. We're going to do a balancing pose, Vrksasana tree pose. We're going to begin to shift the weight onto the right foot. There's 3 components, very, very important components when we're balancing. One is the breath. Keep it gentle, don't hold it. The other thing is the focal point, the drishti, so wherever we're looking. And the third is a little trick I like to play with, is press the toe down. The big toe is the first thing that leaves the mat when you fall off of a standing balancing pose. So as you press the big toe, you're going to begin to shift the weight towards the right foot, bringing the left foot inside of the right leg. Hands on the hips, and maybe you'll stay here with the toes for support. If not, you're going to begin shifting the foot, lifting the foot along the leg. And then you can reach for it with the hand if it's available to bring it up inside of the right leg, making sure both hips are facing forward. And the foot presses against the leg against the foot to keep the balance, keeping the breath gentle, smooth. And lowering all the way down. Other side. Same steps, let's do it slowly. Find that focal point, begin to shift the weight towards the left foot. Right foot comes inside of the left leg. And maybe you'll stay here with the toes supporting the balance. Or maybe you'll begin to lift the right foot along the left leg. Maybe you can reach for it to assist it so you can lift the foot a little higher. If you're lifting the foot a little higher, make sure both hip points are facing forward. We're not splurging out to the side. Keeping the breath soft. Breathing. And gently release the foot down, releasing the arms next to the torso. And flow, meaning in downward facing dog. Inhale, arms up. On the exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. On the exhale, plant the hands next to the feet and step back. Plank pose. Shifting the hips up, downward facing dog. Lowering the knees onto the mat, coming all the way down onto your belly. Bending both knees, you're going to reach for your feet with both hands. Similarly to as we did it at the beginning of the class, feel free to either repeat that or do full boat as you push your feet against the hands, lifting the heart, lifting the knees off of the ground. Shoulder are rolling back, crown of the head lengthens up, tailbone lengthens down. And gently release back onto the mat. We're going to lift one more time. Inhale and lift. Lift the chest, lift the knees. Imagine you have a block between your legs so your legs aren't splurging out to the side. And gently release the feet, release the legs. Lowering all the way down, pushing yourself back into child's pose. If this feels too much on your knees, you can always just shift a little forward, lift the hips up, making it less straining for your knees. And gently coming all the way up, you're going to swing your legs towards the front, coming into Dandasana. Sits bones grounding. Legs are lengthening forward. Shoulders are over your hips. Coming into Janu Shirshasana as you bring the right foot inside the left thigh. Shifting the torso over towards the left leg as you lower the torso over the left leg. If you have a strap, a belt, it's always nice to use it here so you can gently lower and still keep the long spine. When we talk about being gentle, it's about being soft with ourselves, being caring with ourselves. Not jamming into anything, respecting the way we're feeling today. Every day on the mat is different. And in response to that, moving in that soft way to show care to ourselves, to our body, to our mind. Now gently lift up. Keeping the left hand on either the shin or the big toe if it reaches, opening the heart towards the side as you reach the right arm next to the ear. Lengthening the right arm. And coming all the way back up. Keeping the left leg straight, we're just going to lift the right leg, planting the right foot on the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist over towards the right, hugging the left leg in. Placing the right hand behind you to lengthen a little. Try not to clench anywhere. And if you are, consciously softening that place in the body. And back through center, lengthening the right leg, bringing the left foot inside of the right thigh. Shifting the torso over towards the right leg as you fold over. Again, if you have a strap, it's nice. If not, just lower gently as much as feels right. You shouldn't feel tightness or closing in. You want to feel space, length, openness in the body. And gently lifting up. Taking the right hand along the right leg, opening the left side towards the left side of the mat as you reach the left arm next to the ear. Maybe reaching for the foot, but that's not what's important here. What's important is that we keep the torso open. And gently coming all the way back up. Planting the left foot onto the mat. Inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, twisting over towards the left as you hug the left knee in. Looking over the left shoulder if it feels right. You have the left hand here for support to find a little more length through the spine, a little more space. And coming back through center once again. Lengthening both legs. We're going to come into butterfly pose. So bottoms of the feet come together, knees wide apart. And you might want to play with how close you bring in your heels towards your pelvis or how far out. Depending on what you're opening, it might feel better to bring them tighter in or more space. And from there, fold forward. Gently coming all the way back up, finding your way onto your back. Bringing both knees into the chest, giving yourself a big hug, maybe swaying from side to side. Letting go slightly of your knees. So you're going to take the right ankle over the left thigh, creating a figure four with your legs. Grabbing behind the left thigh as you pull in the thigh, pull in the leg, and open the right knee. Again, gentle. We're prioritizing the peace, the openness of our body and mind, rather than getting deep into the pose. So make sure your shoulders are relaxed, your head is on the mat, the sides of the neck are soft. And from there you can you can bring in the leg, feeling the openness of the hip, right outer hip. Gently releasing the thigh, keeping the legs as they are. You're going to open your arms out to the sides like in a T. Letting the legs fall over towards the left, making sure the sides of the legs are falling onto the mat. Maybe the right foot is under the left knee, making it a little deeper. And taking the head to look over towards the right side. Bringing your knees back in through center, unraveling the legs. This time taking the left ankle over the right thigh as you hug in the right thigh. And with the left elbow pushing the knee out slightly, just to feel that opening in the left outer hip. Maybe gently closing our eyes. As we begin to ground ourselves, feeling the floor under us, feeling the support, how the ground holds us up and supports us for relaxation. Gently releasing the hands, opening the arms out to the sides, letting the legs fall out towards the right as you look over towards the left. And gently coming back through center, unraveling the legs, bending the knees, either grabbing behind the knees or the sides of the feet for happy baby. Pulling one foot in, the other, swaying from side to side as you begin to open. Release everything. Gently letting go of the feet, lengthening the legs forward towards the front of the mat. Arms next to the torso. Palms of the hands facing up. before we completely let ourselves go, let go of any control over our mind or body, let's try to bring awareness to any place that we feel tension or holding, gripping in the body. And breathe into that specific area, and with a big exhale, sighing it out through the mouth, release it and let go, completely relaxing that area. And repeat this as often as you need, wherever you feel that gripping, holding, clenching. Making sure your body is as soft and gentle as can be as you get ready to enter Shavasana. Feel free to take as long of a Shavasana as you need. Light a candle, put incense if you have any. Thank you for joining me today. I will leave you here from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.